All right, folks, the deck is Kazakusan Control Paladin. The goal of the deck is to use some early game board clears like Equality, City Tax, and even Shrink Ray to stop our opponent from killing us so that we can work our way towards the Kazakusan, play them, get some treasures, play those, and win the game. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Roffle or here on YouTube. All right. Not for nothing, but that may have been my most successful call to action in terms of getting people to like the stream that has ever happened. Appreciate that, folks. Thank you. And here comes the watch this wall of text. I have a feeling it's going to be a good stream, given how well you're following directions, or rather requests.
Uther versus Valera.
And right as I say that, we queue into a pirate rogue. Alright. I mean, no deck can be that strong without at least having decent game into pirate rogue, right? So maybe we'll be fine. Yeah, welcome, Julio.
I see you've brought guests.
Alright, probably have to keep the city tax because their turn ones are kind of spooky. New Paladin legendary spells look decent for a control Paladin. Yeah, they've got some... Paladin has some of the more interesting cards that are being revealed, that have been revealed so far.
Never bring a sword to a
So this is why we kept the city tax. Ooh. Can I wait until turn 4? I'll take a lot of damage in the process, but I will get to draw some cards. Yeah, you and me both, Uther. I don't actually know what the correct play is. I'm gonna take the greedy line.
Reporting for Tuesday.
Like, worst case scenario, if they develop a pretty big board here, I can just call a timeout.
Feed the fish.
Pirates can't beat taxes? I mean, they can only hope to evade them.
Give me that. Not what I want.
The only real punish is the... actually, I don't even have to wait for the equality. I can just city tax it into double vigil. Because I don't want to wait a turn for the South Sea Captain, which will completely and utterly destroy me. So, especially now that I do the other vigil, this becomes pretty nutty. Play this first.
May the light grant you peace.
Job's done.
Seems good. It is tax season, true. True. You can tell by, like, the many TurboTax ads that probably played before this video. I do not want to leave that on the board.
Do try to keep yourselves alive. Let the dead rest.
May the light grant you peace.
Alright then. We've got plenty of healing. We've got a timeout. I think this game is all but locked.
Blood.
Never punished? I don't think it was... I don't think there would be a punish in making, like, a correct play, right? What? I don't think that there's... Given the contents of my hand, I don't think it was right to just rip the city tax there.
Follow my lead.
So it's more, like, rewarded for restraint than not punished.
A good explorer comes prepared.
Let's Rebuke here to play around Secret Passage.
I see
Well, I was planning on playing the Order in the Court here, but
Reporting for duty.
what does Bronze Explorer have lifesteal? Is that how they printed the card? So it's always existed?
Look! You shinies!
How did they discover themselves? Because there is a two versions of Bronze Explorer. There's the core set version and there's the past expansion version. So with certain cards, there is the risk of that. That's why, like, at least for a while, I don't know if they fixed this particular interaction, but with like explosive runes and counterspell, you could actually trigger them into themselves against Orion, which is really annoying. So they are considered like two unique cards is the reason why that can happen.
Time's ticking.
To battle!
Now's the time.
Yeah, I think we've won from here.
Put your dukes up, small fry!
Yeah, welcome, Chris.
Trust the pirate's code.
I would rather not. Is there anything like critical that I want to play right now? Probably not. Just draw then dredge. Sure.
I can't do that.
Now is the time.
All right. Fantastic. Great turn of Hearthstone for the opponent. They actually paid mana for both of these cards.
Now is the time.
Bonk. Welcome, Demon Spawn. City attacks leaving standard soon hurts my soul. If only there were a format where we're still playable. Nah, well. Maybe one day.
Uther versus Malfurion.
Feel the power of the
Power!
wild world. I will fight with honor.
Okay. Not the greatest matchup for me. Just because they're probably a little bit faster. Oof.
May the light.
They're a little bit faster to combo than I am. Unfortunately, we're only drawing one off of this, but we can use the Finley to send the other Crystology to the bottom if we end up drawing that.
May the light grant you peace.
Let the dead rest.
Very happy to tradable as Evergreen. Yeah, I think that was a good decision. That's I don't know. It's a mechanic that feels good to play, right? I mean, I suppose we might as well, right? I've got the Nozdormu coming down next turn. Hey, welcome, Aborn.
Free of that blasted tower. Behold.
Kill that. Kind of feels like I do. Is giving them 10 mana with a Vargoth on board seems like a really, really bad idea.
Let the dead rest.
You think it is ever useful to put a few tradable cards in a deck in order to have less cards in it? That's not really what the mechanic does, though. So, no. I mean, the closest thing was... like, no, that's just not at all what... I'm gonna pitch this away because I'm afraid of, like, mill effects. But that's just, like, not what the card does. It, the closest was like Ignite Mage, but that was more so less about deck thinning because it doesn't actually thin your deck tradable, that is, and more about the fact that you couldn't run a lot of spells because you needed to target specific spells with the minions that draw spells. So. Ignite Mage kind of did that. Yes, but not for the reason that is being specified, right? Like, again, Ignite Mage had no choice. It couldn't run other spells, and so it had to run tradable minions so that it could draw enough to make up for the fact that it couldn't run a lot of spells, you know?
Remember the fallen.
So those are still different things. Would taking in Baku make this more strongest deck if Hearthstone? I'm gonna go with yes. You got it. Both of these put 8 power on the board.
Remember the fallen.
I don't really want to put the Kazakusan at the bottom of my deck because it's kind of my best chance at a win condition right now. It's deck thinning if you have chat's infinite mana, but even then it's not. Like, your deck remains the same size every time you trade a card. So that's explicitly not deck thinning. Oh, never mind. I lost my mind there for a moment. There we go.
Mistakes of the past rewritten.
But if you have infinite mana, you can just trade. Yep. Still does not make your deck any thinner. I don't know. Words mean things, chat. They do, in fact, mean things. Bottom deck is actually potentially a Flight of the Bronze, which I think is worthwhile here.
Remember the fallen.
We can go Kazakusan into Sir Finley. I'm sorry, Roffle, I started something with chat. It's not your fault. You made a pretty reasonable statement, and then what happens is I say something, and then certain people... That's the third one of those. Certain people in chat will, like, bend over backwards to try to, like, argue semantics with that. Such is the nature of Twitch chat, or any chat, rather. Two dragons left.
It seems you need another lesson, mortals. Come forth, my
I have 14 cards left and one additional Cthulhu piece. I'm assuming that's another scale, yeah. I could go for the Bronze Explorer so that next turn I have the Kazakusan online. Let's consider that, and then do it. Now look for the... Oof. Yeah.
Remember the fallen.
Rebuke seems good.
Remember the fallen.
Comes prepared.
And we can rebuke Kazakusan.
Let's get him.
My greatest creation, the treasure hoard.
I concede.
Get rebuked, nerd.
I will fight with honor.
You think Righteous Defense would fit anywhere in this deck? I mean, in general, if I thought a card would fit in the deck, it would be in the deck. And, like, Shrink Ray serves a similar purpose.
Ah, I see you've brought guests.
Like, even against Secret Mage, the city tax isn't great on its own, so. You're welcome, Shane. This is actually pretty good for when they start chaining. Like extra turns, right? Hey, happy birthday, Steven. Hope you have a good one. Hope you have or will celebrate and do something fun.
A good explorer comes prepared.
Where's ETC Band Manager? In my collection. Because he would not be very good in this deck. I don't really have anything specific that I'm aiming for. I'm not sure what I would even put in him
May the light.
to justify playing a 4-mana 4/4.
Let's get 'em.
Roffle, can you help me? I keep having a dream where I'm swimming in orange soda, but it always turns out it's a fantasy.
Yeah, simple. Just don't wake up until you drink all of the pool. Thank you, the 6. Always happy to help.
Let the dead rest.
Nozdormu? But I have Nozdormu in my deck. Why would I want to put him in a... Why would I want to make him harder to get to? Fantasy? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I missed the joke. But in my defense, I don't think I've ever drank a Fanta in my entire life.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
The Sivara?
Time to wash away the filth.
Which is kind of bad for me.
Time runs out on me.
Put dragons that aren't Nozdormu into ETC so that Redscale hits Nozdormu more often. That is a thing I could do, but that would then make me reliant. Like, I would almost never get the Kazakusan online, right? Because I'd be completely reliant on it. We just don't need to fix the deck. We don't need to make the deck worse by adding cards that don't belong in the deck. We're not reliant on Nozdormu as much as we are on Kazakusan, so that would, like, again, defeat the purpose.
Reporting for duty.
It may have needed to be a timeout turn. And then on top of that, then we have redundancy with our Redscale, where sometimes it's not drawing anything as a result. So is that better? I don't know. I just shouldn't entertain these conversations as long as I often do. Chat forgets playing a 4-mana 4/4 is bad. Yeah, but it's a 4-mana 4/4 that discovers a card. That's not the objection, apparently.
Magic is not a toy.
Oh, right, they have 2. That's fine. I think I would rather play this than the 6-mana one anyway, just because it gets me further through my deck. Once again, I think chat is doing the thing where they argue semantics, where they're suggesting things that could be done, but that doesn't mean that they should be done.
Twitch chat has infinite mana to play all the cards they want. YouTube chat has infinite deck size to put all cards they want.
Yep, sounds about right. But also, like, Twitch chat does the infinite deck size thing too, where they just constantly ask why isn't X card in deck, and never, like, what would you swap out for it? But yes, together, both chats are unstoppable. Unfortunately, our opponent does not appear to be unstoppable. ETZ's strongest use case is that he can be used to work around deck building restrictions such as duplicates and Highlander spells in Spiteful. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean that you should generate deck building restrictions to justify, like, that's working in reverse to, like, artificially create a deck building restriction just so that you can justify running ETC, which seems to be what Chad is trying to do in this case. Fortunately, this opponent is making it really hard to get Kazakusan online. Do I just have to eat this? Or I could do this and try and hit one of the 1-drops. Neat. Hey, welcome, Jordan.
Magic? Yeah, I've heard of it.
So I just try and stall out until they fatigue themselves. Legitimately a win condition if they're not playing an Ignite in there somewhere, and then even then, like, Ignite becomes a bit of a liability.
But now with etc we can say, replace good card with etc, add good card to etc and 2 bad cards that beat 1/1000th decks.
You sure can. You sure can. Nobody can say you can't do that. Thank you, Deadly Bunnies. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. For my sanity, at least. I need to get the other timeout in a timely manner. Or the other Rebuke.
That's right.
Isn't his main use case just run cards that are devastatingly good in certain matchups but useless in others? I mean, yeah, that and the deck building restrictions. But I think that people vastly overestimate the usefulness of ETC. What's the opponent's combo? Infinite extra turns. Uh-oh. That is not what I needed to have happen here. Okay, whatever I choose here, I don't actually want to put on. Let's kill Renathal.
Move quickly.
Should have actually done that in the other order, but I still can't get rid of one of the 1-mana cards. Getting the perfect card with a 4-mana tax isn't that good. I mean, it can be. Again, it's situationally, but like, that's why it becomes a difficult card to evaluate. Is like, yeah, this might be GG. It's hard to evaluate how frequently it's an upside because it's hard to quantify how much of a downside paying 2 mana for the or 4 mana for the card is, whereas it's really easy to see, oh my god, this card single-handedly won the game for me when it does have that like payoff, right? So okay, that's a main deck Potion of Illusion, so they still have to play the ETC to like properly go infinite, but they might also just like not even need that. What were you looking for off a service bell? Either Rebuke or Timeout, because I wanted to deny this type of turn. ETC can run tech cards that you would otherwise not want to waste space in your deck. That is his best use. Again, that is a use for him. Getting around deck building restrictions is another one. But also, like, tech cards are really bad in most matchups. That's why you don't put tech cards in your deck. So you're running a bad card in your deck to put more bad cards sort of in your deck for other matchups. How is that a good card?
Better, I think.
I'm proud of you. I'm glad somebody is. Thank you, the 6.
May the light grant you peace.
I think this is my best bet to just like hope that the Romnath clears himself now. Hey, we did the Bronze Explorer thing again.
Job's done.
I'm out of cards.
Alright, fatigue now becomes a bit of an issue, as well as just like the Romnath killing himself. Godspeed and explaining ETC, Godspeed, yeah. We can just move on. Like, nobody, there's clearly a substantial portion of people watching right now that are just never going to agree with me, so it's fine. You can run ETC in your deck. I'm not running it in this one. Sorry. You can sue me later if you want. I don't care. Oh, there goes my fatigue game plan, but also, like, how do they get extra turns now? Was that a thing that was good? For the opponent.
Let's get 'em.
We did talk about how cards shouldn't be able to discover themselves, but also we talked about why that sometimes does happen. I think they kind of threw, or at least gave me a bit of an opening, right? I would probably not play the timeout this turn because they only have one card that they're drawing. Did they just lose? I don't think they lost necessarily, but they definitely... I don't know. Made things harder on themselves. Unless they know exactly... They're not drawing exactly the Ramnath here, are they? I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in the middle of the hand. Essentially, the reason why it does sometimes happen is because there are multiple versions of core set cards. There's a wild version, which can only get generated in a wild, and then there's the core set version. And they are treated as two separate cards, basically.
First stream I catch, I realize how much more chat nonsense you have to deal with than what the videos show. Hang in there, Roffle.
Appreciate it. I mean, it's fine. People have strong opinions about cards. That is nothing new. But thank you, Crystobal. Glad you made it to a stream, and welcome.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Alright, this does the most damage for Flame Ward. What I'm really looking for is the Rebuke right now. Which actually, in hindsight, doesn't matter. But I do want to play the timeout on the turn where I actually pop the block, I think. So, let's just do this. Does that mean you can have a Discover card show two of the same card? I've never actually encountered that one. But maybe? It seems unlikely, though. I don't know. Maybe they're doing a different check for that. Yeah, there's the Ignite. They generated that. That also becomes a bit of a liability. This doesn't actually get me healing because of the ice block. Let's go here. Oh god.
Also, when is the next Twitch stream? I have Prime and I rather give it to you than going to waste.
Next Twitch stream.
Now is the time.
That's really bad for me. I did not play around Vengeful Visage because I forgot about that. Twitch streams are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So. And then Mondays and Fridays are on YouTube. Healed them? Yeah. Yeah. Turns out I should have played the spells first so that I could have gotten the timeout in play.
Don't think too hard. You'll hurt yourself.
This is maybe one of the worst times I could have played the Renathal, it feels like. Are they trying to throw this game? Because they can't deal damage to me. I do not have thoughts on Diablo 4 because I haven't played it or even watched anyone else play it. Like, they can only deal damage to themselves with the ignites as well. Today is Monday. I said Monday and Fridays are on YouTube.
You'll hurt yourself.
They're gonna hurt themselves. I mean, that's... They've got one more Romnath, I think. Because that happened, obviously, before both of the, That mage should think harder. Yeah. This is the one time where Romnath is incorrect. You should absolutely be thinking harder.
Our hardships only strengthen our resilience.
Yeah, there's a chance we still lose here. It's going to depend a little bit on where the ignites hit. Fortunately, we do reduce the damage that they do with the Cariel.
Remember the fallen.
There's absolutely an objection in there.
Good explorer comes prepared.
Do I just go for the Kazakusan here? Let's find a little bit of extra damage to... like any of these. Sure. Yep. There we go. Alright. We're just trying to get them in more of range of... Wait! They overdraw now. Overdraw the... Oh. Could have overdrawn the Romnath. I'm a lawyer and this mage is objecting more than I do? Well, I don't want to call you out, but from what I've learned on television, the sign of a good lawyer is how many times they yell objection in court.
Don't think too hard.
That's why Better Call Saul is the best lawyer in all of history. Their hand is full, so they don't even get this Romnath back. They have punted so unbelievably hard this game. I cannot believe the level of throw that is throwing right now. Like, this is their last extra turn. I mean, I understand why they did what they did, because they needed to Finley their hand so that they couldn't, they wouldn't just lose to fatigue, which was a legitimate risk. But that's kind of like why that deck is not very good anymore, is because you have to draw through so much of your deck to assemble the combo. Well, there it is. The deck without ETC 1, I'd say that settles the debate. I mean, we have a 300% win rate without ETC.
I am the slayer of kings and gods. I will fight with
Keep these two
honor.
together for even shaman, and then like look for something to actually play in the early turns.
I see.
Throwing assumes they meant to screw up? No? No, you can... I mean, throwing kind of implies that just made bad decisions. That's... Okay, never mind. I'm not going to get into another semantics argument with chat. There's no winner in that game.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, we are kind of stuck with inequality as a result of this, but I don't really know how I beat Shudderwalk Shaman. But we'll give it our best shot. Maybe just race to the Kazakusan. Why do you come off as cocky when talking to chat sometimes? Just the way you present yourself. Or just the way you perceive me. I don't know. Kind of a presumptuous thing to say to someone. But, I mean, you're here watching me, so gotta be doing something right. So the Explorer dies, which is sad because he's cute, but like we're just trying to ramp towards the Kazakusan anyway. Do people just say these things to strangers? They do when they're behind the shield of anonymity on the internet. It is very common as someone whose, you know, job it is to be an internet personality.
This is not what we stood for.
Person named Easy Win is gonna call you cocky. I mean, sure, they can. Again, not everybody on the internet is going to like me. I've long since come to terms with that.
Reporting for duty.
People also just like make wild statements with like certainty and authority about me based on essentially nothing. Like you watch me play a children's card game, you do not know much or really anything about me other than the few hours of content of mine that you consume. And that's both positive and negative. Like, I don't know, you can't really get a sense of a person accurately in the amount of time that I am on your screen and in the context with which I am on your screen as much as you might think you can. Is that the play here? It allows me to find time to like find a city tax for the equality, so sure. It's a pretty high tempo play. I know some days are probably pretty annoying, but do you in general like interacting with chat, or is it another reason for streaming? I mean, yeah, the reason for streaming is interacting with chat. Most people in chat are great. I'll have you know I have it on good authority that you are in fact the greatest Dinomancer. Yeah, but like people like see the way that I play a video game and then just make wild leaps about what that says about like my personal relationships and my like my overall happiness outside of content creation. Is just, it's just wild, man. To be on the receiving end of it, at least. Like, it's one thing to like recognize it happening, and then it's a little bit different when it like happens to you.
A good explorer comes prepared.
This time.
All right, so we have an Anchored Kazakusan. I don't want that to come off as like complaining. Like, I do enjoy streaming as my job. It's just again, just the thing that comes with the territory, I suppose.
Thousand Needles! Are you ready to rock?
Wait, I can double up my Kazakusan here. Actually, does this apply to minion only? Bummer.
This is not what we stood for.
Either way, it probably just has to be the Cariel here.
Our hardships only strengthen our resilience.
We got a Bolner? Oh yeah. Now that's something you can definitely notice from my gameplay.
Remember the fallen.
Honestly, the Cariel dealing damage every turn might be the thing that wins us this game. Because, like, if they get a Loatheb and a Snowball in the Shudderwalk pool, I don't get to attack with, like, and deal damage. So, like, the reach from the weapon might actually be a difference maker. Oh.
I'm 7 years ahead.
Okay, well, that's still something that we can deal with, right?
Remember the fallen.
Alright, so the first wave is not what we're actually choosing, right? So it doesn't matter what we pick here, but we'll pretend like it does. Really want that Book of the Dead. Bummer. Sure. Yeah, this would have been so good. Alright. Oh no, he picks!
We've all been there.
I did not think of that one through. I appreciate that, Isati. Welcome back to the stream. We've got Boombots, that's how we win from here. And Cockjar. In your opponent's hand, we could get the Shudderwalk with the Spyglass.
A toast to all who sought to kill me. You failed.
Oh?
All are equal under the light.
Clear the air. Eternal.
Remember the fallen.
Hey Roffle. I'm better than chat, right?
Yeah, I just realized I missed lethal. Again, if you're spamming miss lethal, it's already way too late. There's a delay on YouTube, and you've missed your chance.
My jaws that bite, my claws that catch. Our home, our tombs.
Remember the fallen.
This is, I guess, to play around the grumble, but it's also funny. Do these go off individually? Seem to remember a change like that, but I can't remember for sure.
Uther versus Valera.
Deck sure is winning a lot.
You're back.
I
definitely
will
is, yeah.
fight with honor.
Despite my best efforts.
None will survive.
Ooh, okay. It's not expecting this type of aggro rogue.
Pleasure is mine.
Here for the tour.
Well met.
Well met. I think we go double knight next turn. I don't really need to be in a big hurry to go for dragons. I need to find board clears. And heals.
The fish landlubber. Here for the tour.
Thanks.
May the light grant you peace. May the light grant you peace.
Alright, surely the next draw will be city tax, right?
Put your dukes up, small fry.
Oof. Wave would be fine. It's honestly not that great. It's still not a city tax. Rip? I mean, we're one card away from just winning the game on the spot. Only that is not the draw that we needed.
Let me think.
Three, we go to
Incredible.
6-10.
Trust
Nope.
the pirate's code.
Yeah, even a city tax wasn't going to save me.
Victory is yours.
Following that. Alright, we finally lost a game of Hearthstone. Clearly, now we need to add ETC into our deck. No one else confirmed it. Yes, a patch on December-ish made Okani consume trigger individually. Thank you. Somebody, I think, confirmed it earlier, but didn't cite their source, so it sounds confident. I believe you.
Uther versus
I don't wear on-ear headphones because
For
I
my
have a big
people.
head and it hurts
I
my head
will fight with honor.
to wear them for long periods of time. So, like, I have a pair of nice studio monitor headphones that I sometimes use for, like, editing and stuff, but, like, I play Hearthstone, I don't need perfect sound quality.
Ah, I see you've brought I see you've brought guests.
Job's done.
New one drop back South Sea Captain? It certainly helped, but like the bot decks were using South Sea Captain for a while as it was.
May the light grant you
Some nice symmetry here. It's me the other night. Play this. Get some. No, I should have gone with the Divine Shield guy. This is a meme. I should have gone with the Divine Shield dragon so that it makes their questline harder to progress. I'll see you later, Robert. Thanks for hanging out. Go for the cheap option. Play this. Should be pretty close to the Kazakusan man online already.
Want to know why they call me Kudo Bey?
Don't really want to send them to 10 mana. With a full hand.
I cannot have more cards.
Seems like a coin could have been useful there. It may have been the worst possible time they could have played the coin, though. Convenient for me.
Break upon the sand.
Yeah. Divine Shield good into this deck. Elgin Cake. You definitely want to run the hyena into this. Let's see if they. That is unfortunate for me that I'm not running Dirty Rat or Mutinous. That would be kind of free.
Mistakes of the past, rewritten.
I believe that I'll give this Divine Shield and Taunts. Good. Wave is also not bad. Really just trying to dig for the Kazakusan and like the timeouts. Always play around Dirty Rat? Yeah, I mean we very clearly signaled that we are a deck that could be running Dirty Rat as well. There's just no reason to play the Tavish there, or to hold the Tavish there rather.
This time, mortal.
In time,
Cariel is also very good into the opponent's deck, so next turn we probably just go equality into Cariel.
Our hardships only strengthen our resilience.
No reason to swing into what is likely another explosive trap. Welcome, Shaman. Yeah, maybe just waste damage on it instead. Oh! Oh!
We have plotted long enough. Now we rise.
You will be crushed beneath the
Mine Rogue and Pirate both use weapons. Yeah. It's 2 decks out of a vast format. One of which is very rarely played. Trying to land the hero power on the Zilliax. The greediest quest line hunter I've ever seen. Yeah, it's definitely got some cards in it.
Given the theme of the next expansion, what's your favorite genre of music?
Metal, mostly. Thank you, Spectre, for the super chat. This is an amalgam, right? Oh, it's not? Okay.
unity, precision, perfection.
Does that kill me?
I watch you every day during my work break, been 6 months. Past the time to give something back.
I appreciate that, Kelta. Thank you for the very generous super chat. I've got both timeouts. They're very likely to hit off of the Solemn Vigil. So I'm gonna draw another Solemn Vigil, right? I could also just go for like a wave of Apathy off of the Finley. Or something along those lines. Like we go here, here. Or I simply draw 2 and hit the timeouts. I'm sorry, what? Where did that come from? Did that... Was that in their deck?
Time.
That Finley may have been a mistake.
Here comes a big ass.
It was not. That collateral damage is going to be a little brutal. But at least it doesn't deal damage to my face. I don't know how I survived this. The opponent just has way too much greed. They also haven't hit themselves with any of these this entire time. So they've gotten pretty lucky. Oh, welcome, Felipe. Yeah, I think I am cooked. Oh look, they finally hit themselves. It's no longer repeatable with each hero or with each spell, though, right? They overrode the. Oh wait. Zul'jin completes the quest?
My greatest creation, the treasure hoard.
Yeah, Zul'jin himself completed the entire questline. That's why it refreshes. Otherwise, it would have created some. It would have been 0 mana. It would have refreshed, but not been 0 mana. So. Wild. Pray, there's no chance that I survive this turn. Their hand is entirely full. You'd have to be out of your mind to assume that I'm living here at 12 health.
You be too kind.
Didn't play Tavish yet? It doesn't matter. The Tavish part remains for the rest of the game. The 0 mana is only for the current hero power. So the second stage is only for the current hero power. The final stage, Tavish, is for the rest of the game. Yes, Tavish says that. The second stage does not. That is the distinction. People are not playing Zul'jin in their questline Hunter decks. Well, probably because I want to win, because not many games look like the one that we just played. Because instead of waiting until turn 10, you can usually, if you're not playing the cards that the opponent was, just kill the opponent on turn 5 or 7.
Ah, I see you've brought guests.
Armor! Lightly used armor!
No rogue. That's bad news. Uh-oh.
Can't dodge what you can't
Or not. Cards rogue.
May the light grant you, may the light grant you peace.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
I feel like I faced a very similar deck very recently.
I know all the steps.
Probably just someone in chat trying to prove what I said wrong about ETC.
Speed is essential.
Certainly no way I would come to regret this, right? With a Bran and 9 cards in hand. What does cards rogue mean? It means it's a rogue deck with cards in it. The visuals on that card are outrageous. What? Play the Noz? I mean, I did.
Hey Roffle.
Hey.
I have to go back to work soon. Can you enable _2 speed? I noticed it's off. Hope it doesn't make the stream end too early.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Thank you, Samuel. I'll get right on that. Yep.
Good explorer comes prepared.
All right.
Keep your enemies close, and your shit is closer.
Okay, they got the Mutanus back into hand.
Can't dodge what you can't see.
So these are gonna get heated for the Renathal. Just want to set these up to die so that I can play the Kangors. Get some value going. I'm just kind of like a city tax or a Cariel away from solving the problems that we're currently having.
Your wish is my suggestion.
What do you even get here? Looking for a Dramicus, maybe? Now we get all the cards we're looking for. Roffle, would you run ETC on your Burgle Rogue deck? I feel like it would help to have Geist against Mildruid. I don't think that that's a reason to play ETC. I think that ETC is not a card that wants to be played as often as people play it. Let's go Cariel here, and then play the Kazakusan behind it.
Our hardships only strengthen our resilience.
They still don't have the Kazakusan online. Trying to get further through my deck so that I can get closer to the Kazakusan being online.
I ain't talking.
That is the entirety of my win condition and very unfortunate for me. So unless I get something real good off of the Bronze Explorer or Flight of the Bronze, it's gonna be GG.
I'm 7 moves ahead of you.
Remember the fallen.
Stick to the shadows.
Come, friend.
Need to discover Kazakusan specifically? No. What?
I'm 7 moves ahead.
There are other dragons that could win the game. I mean, Kazakusan would be obviously one of the better options,
Remember the fallen.
but is pretty far from mandatory, I would say. Ooh.
Job's done.
Those are not the hits I was looking for.
Feel the power. We're gonna be rich.
Remember the fallen.
A good explorer comes prepared.
Unity. Precision.
Remember the fallen.
Alright, one more chance at Kazakusan. Oh, another chance at Kazakusan.
The end is coming!
A good explorer comes prepared.
Remember the fallen. Remember the fallen.
They have a shuffle effect. They do. All right. Look, chat, it's deck thinning.
I'm running out of time.
See how much thinner my deck is now? No, no, no.
Is no excuse for bad manners.
Oh, that was my one way out. Oh, they missed.
Unity, precision, perfection.
I'm out of cards.
Shadow of my job done.
You lost there, right? No path to victory now if they just hold a single guy.
The world is doomed.
Remember the fallen.
You're right.
Remember the fallen.
Forgot the jailer thing is persistent. Rip.
You can really hold your own. I must concede.
Missed 10. How did I miss 10? You absolute baboon. There is no way to deal damage to the opponent when they have that combo online.